Live from the Rock Ridge Broadcasting Room at Rock Ridge High School. This is Rock Ridge Rundown.
Good afternoon. I'm Ethan. This is Gavin, and this is your Rock Ridge Rundown. Rock Ridge Rundown is a weekly news broadcast put together by the Journalism 1 and 2 classes. We will broadcast live every Friday at 1:50 p.m. Today is Friday, May 15th, and we hope your day is going well. We have several stories to get into this afternoon, so let's get right on into it.
Attention everyone, the last day to check out books in the library is today, May 15th. All the books and items need to be back next Wednesday the 20th. If the books aren't returned, then they will be put onto your Power School and marked as missing, and there will be a fine depending on the amount of time it was missing. We talked to Miss Trulinger, and she said, reading is a great thing for kids of all ages, not just for younger kids. Reading keeps the brain active, and always learning new vocabulary and words helps with so much stuff in day-to-day life. If you have any questions about books or dates, feel free to contact Ms. Trulinger at tina.trulinger@rps.org for any questions, or stop by the library today. Remember, reading is something we do for our entire lives, so don't quit it now.
On May 7th and May 13th was when CIS classes registration took place. Minnesota North College counselors came in to talk to some Rock Ridge High School students, and the counselors also helped out with any questions the kids had for taking the courses. The kids who are planning on taking college classes came to these meetings. According to junior Xander Altabelli, this is my second time registering for CIS, but each year they keep on getting better and better at explaining. They're getting faster and getting students signed up for the classes. It looks like college is getting better. I would recommend taking one more year of math for all students and College Comp 1 and 2, says Xander.
On Monday, May 11th, there was an orchestra concert that took place at Rock Ridge High School in the Performing Arts Center. This concert was played from grades 5 through 12, which lasted about 2 hours. The concert was the last concert that the seniors and Miss Wilcox will be performing under the Rock Ridge High School orchestra class. Starting off the concert strong were the 5th graders playing Salamander Samba, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, and Picky Pizzicato. And the Spanish dancer, it's always fun to compare where seniors started and how they got to where they are today. Other key songs that the senior high orchestra performed was Cello Ole with the 7th and 8th grade. The orchestra tries to have at least one song at the last concert that brings into the culture of senior high orchestra. We talked with Henry Heikela, a junior in the orchestra class, and he said the concert went pretty well. He had fun with most of the songs but got nervous doing his solo. My favorite song that we played was Don't Stop Believing by Journey. We also have one announcement to make about the orchestra class taught by Ms. Wilcox. Thank you, Ms. Wilcox, for 39 great years of teaching and all your hard work you've put through the years and your great success, and we wish you a fantastic retirement.
Ms. Krebs and Ms. Lutzko will be taking a group of next year's juniors and seniors to DC for a week to get more involved with the people while touring our nation's capital. This year's sophomores and juniors who are interested in seeing Washington, D.C. and watching the government in person will be using the Close-Up program in D.C. that includes a week of tourist attractions, meeting the managers, and fun in and around D.C. They plan to take it on Sunday, April 4th to Friday, April 9th of 2027. Sign-ups will be required before the end of May so they can get a discounted trip. If you're interested, there will be a parent meeting for students and parents in Ms. Lutzka's room on May 14th at 6 p.m., room 3311. They'll talk about the events and the overall cost of the trip during the meeting.
Hi, I'm Ashton. I'm here with Lutzka, and what would you say students take away most from this trip?
The trip to DC is very cool. I think a lot of the kids like that they get to actively participate in government. We use the Close-Up program. They also meet a lot of the current representatives, and they really love that. But as they go through the program, there's so many things that you get to see. Basically you just get to tour DC the entire time as you're like actively participating and like looking at the processes of government. And everyone loves Washington, DC.
That's awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your time, Ms. Lutzka. If you have any personal questions, please email Ms. Lutzka or Ms. Krebs.
Would you want recognition for the hard work you've shown in giving a scholarship opportunity in return? This Sunday, the school will be hosting a senior scholarship ceremony that will be taking place in the PAC at 6 p.m. Family and friends are encouraged to attend so they can support the people who have received scholarships. If you wish to be in the presentation, you must RSVP in your school email. Senior Hollis Frost made a claim saying it's nice to show people my work and get congratulated for it by others. After this short break, we will be back with your weekend forecast.
Time for our weekly weather. Today we have a high of 71 degrees and a low of 45 degrees with clear skies. Tomorrow, it's a high of 72 degrees with a low of 51 degrees. Ending the weekend with Sunday, it's a high of 65 degrees and a low of 47 degrees. Sadly, with a 40% chance of rain. Time for next week with Monday, and a high of 60 degrees, low of 49 degrees with an 80% chance of rain. Tuesday looks pretty gloomy with an 85% chance of rain and a high of 35 degrees, with a low of 45 degrees. The last rainy day of the week is Wednesday, and there's a 60% chance of rain with a high of 49 degrees and a low of 40 degrees. Finally, out the downpour with Thursday's high of 58 degrees and a low of 36 degrees. Ending our weather off with Friday, and it's a high of 62 degrees and a low of 38 degrees. And that's this week's Rockridge weather. That's all I have for you this week. After this short break, we'll be back with sports. And now for
Sports with
Good afternoon, Rockridge. I'm Zach, and I'm Hayden, and this is the Rockridge Sports segment. This past Tuesday, the Lake Superior Conference Championship for track and field, the Wolverines definitely put up a fight with plenty of podium finishes. Unfortunately, the team was only able to place 6th in the final standing. Hermantown took 3rd, Cloquet in 2nd, and Grand Rapids took 1st. But for the girls' side, we dominated and were able to take 2nd place, only losing to Cloquet by 10 points. In the 200 meters, Lizzie Foltz took 1st with a time of 26.4, and Zoe Thine took 3rd. Adrian Roush finished in 3rd for the 800 and 2nd in the mile. After the race, Adrian stated, "It was nice having someone to pace with for once." The girls 4x1 and 4x2 were able to take 1st by multiple seconds. They also took 3rd in the 4x4 as well. Lastly, both boys and girls 4x8 teams took 2nd. There were many personal records achieved at this meet, and we congratulate everybody who competed for their hard work. Good job again to the girls for their 2nd place finish in the Lake Superior Conference Championship. The Rockridge boys tennis team is going to state for the 6th year in a row. They took down Cloquet 7-0 in the semifinals Thursday morning. Later that evening, they played the Hibbing Blue Jackets in the section final. Rockridge won 7-0. Junior Gavin Harley's 2nd doubles match started rough. Griff and I started off really slow, getting down 0-4 in the first set. But we battled back, just doing the little things right. Once we started coming back, Hibbing started getting really mad and just started hitting the ball as hard as they could. So we came back and won the first set 7-5 and kept the momentum going, winning the second set 6-3, says Gavin Harley. The baseball team started their week on Monday against Hibbing on the road. This game was their first on a dirt field. Sadly, even after a hard-fought battle, the boys were unable to bring a dub home for the team. They played yesterday against the Giants of Mesabi East. The boys were able to fight back after their defeat and beat the Giants 11-0. The boys are now in the middle of a road trip right now to play North Branch today and hopefully bring a win with them. Now time for the Rockridge Sports Recap. On Friday the 8th, the girls and boys golf team competed against multiple schools. Girls were in Virginia with Madison Fingeroos shooting an 81. The boys had an invitational at Giants Ridge versus multiple schools. Cal shot 71. Softball had an early game Friday with Hermantown with a 3-5 loss, but came back in the afternoon with a win against Grand Rapids final 19-7. We then come to Monday the 11th with girls golf at Giants Ridge with Emma Berg and Erin Hughes both shooting an 82. Softball went up against Hibbing with a massive 17-2 win. Tuesday the 12th, softball followed it up with an 11-1 win against Moose Lake. Baseball, on the other hand, didn't have the same luck against Hibbing with a 2-10 loss. Wednesday the 13th brought more golf with boys and girls at the Mesabi Country Club versus Hibbing, then went to Hibbing to compete with multiple schools of Madison Fingaroo shooting an 80 and Grant Harvey shooting an 80 as well. Thursday the 14th had boys golf face off multiple schools at Virginia. Trace Nichols and Cal Scott both shot an 85, then softball had a doubleheader versus Chisago Lakes and North Branch at Chisago Lakes, winning 12-7. Baseball went to Mesabi East to face them, also winning 11-0. Today the 15th, we have girls golf versus Mankato East at North Links Golf Course. Baseball has a game versus North Branch at North Branch. Softball has a game versus Cloquet High School here at home. Saturday the 16th has girls and boys track versus multiple schools at home and girls golf versus Mankato East at North Links Golf Course. On Monday the 18th, girls and boys golf have a meet versus Cloquet at Cloquet Country Club, and baseball has a game versus International Falls at International Falls. Tuesday 19th, the boys golf face off against Sturmantown at Ridgeview. Softball sections will also be starting. Wednesday the 20th, girls and boys golf have a meet versus Hibbing at Mesabi Country Club. Thursday the 21st, baseball plays Proctor at home, and Friday the 22nd doesn't have any events. That's all for the Rockridge recap and upcoming. That's all we have for Rockridge Sports this week. Thank you for watching. This is Hayden, signing off.
And now you're watching Worldwide Wolverines with Laska
and also her class.
This looks really good.
Oh yeah, it does.
Yeah, but there's always something missing in my Alfredo, and I don't know what it is.
Yeah, me too,
Alright, see,
bro.
Wait a minute. There's these two notes right here. To the perfect Alfredo seekers, I am Alfredo de Levio, and I made Alfredo. I heard you wanted to learn how to make the perfect Alfredo, but first, here's my story. In 1914, I opened my own restaurant in Rome. It ran until 1943 and got sold. In 1948, I opened a new restaurant with my son Armando, and that's where my dish became famous.
You may be thinking, how did this note end up with you? Let's just say when you make a dish this great, some lucky people get to know my secret ingredient, which is pickle juice. Sincerely, Alfredo de
Once the
Levio.
Alfredo dish became really famous, people started experimenting with other ingredients, and they put chicken on it, and the dish became even more famous. Now that we know that the secret ingredient is pickle juice, should we go make it?
All right, let's go.
This is a very special week because we have two Wolverines of the week. Starting off with 7th grader Nicholas Holt. Nicholas enjoys skiing, golfing, and curling. When he's not spending his time doing those activities, he fills up his time with photography, video games, and traveling. To go along with traveling, his favorite subject in school is history. Then moving on to freshman Aubrey Shears, who participates in activities like karate, softball, and cross country. When she isn't spending her time doing those things, she enjoys drawing, listening to music, and playing games. Along with drawing, you can see that her favorite subject is art. If you see either of them this week, congratulate them on being this week's Wolverine of the Week. That's all we have time for today. Remember to catch your Rockridge Rundown every Friday at 1:50 p.m. Thank you for watching and have a phenomenal weekend.